Welcome, welcome. Ash K here, nature infused ash here, foraging with Bigfoot, awakening humanity alongside Bigfoot. Welcome, welcome. As you guys come in, whether it's live or on replay, let me know where you're from. Comment below where you're tuning in from. And yeah, let me know. Wasn't too sure if I was going to make this live show, so did not make you guys aware. Hello, Patrick and Laura, or Pat and Laura. Welcome, welcome to Sasquatch Confessions. Jared, welcome, welcome. But anyways, yeah, wasn't too sure if I was gonna make it. Just been running around and didn't make anyone aware that I was gonna have it. Anyways, Phil K, do you believe in Jesus? I believe in the source, yes. Embrace the journey. Welcome, T from Washington State. Nice to have you here. Maintenance worker. How is it down in Nia Bay? Hello. Happy to see you on. Perceive to receive. Yes. I think that you should repent for your sinful lifestyle. Yeah. Sure. We can repent. Anyways, Sasquatch Confessions, you are a moderator, so again, I highly recommend using that tool when appropriate and not. Anyways, guess I could touch about a couple topics with or things that have happened with Sasquatch and I. So as I really have been tuning into the heart center and really bringing in that coherence with heart and Sasquatch and really letting go of the mind, and what I like to do as a technique is to close our eyes and put our hands on, like my hand on my heart, even on my belly, so like both solar plexus and heart center. And I will take that deep breath, envisioning kind of like an elevator going from the brain down into the heart. So it's like really bringing the presence into our heart and really asking Sasquatch for some signs. And yes, absolutely. And we're blessed to have our every day. I was talking about this, so totally off topic because of the comment below. But yeah, I was communicating before I came on live how I am so blessed to have this physical body and to be able to have had my prayer answered years ago by, how you want to call it, God, Jesus, Source, Holy Spirit. You know, there's so many different ways, but it's all the same thing. And you know, I value my body and I don't poison my body in any way because of the lessons I've learned. And I didn't want to ever, it kind of felt like I would be spitting on my prayer if, you know, I didn't value what was given to me. So again, I don't poison my body in any way. You know, all of that kind of stuff. That means what I consume for entertainment. Nothing, I don't really like to distract myself, so there's no entertainment and stuff like that. And God bless you too there, Phil. Anyways, so absolutely blessed to have a life and to be given this vessel, and always in gratitude. Anyways, back to falling into the heart and going into that and really connecting. I've asked Sasquatch to provide signs. And again, Sasquatch is a lot spiritual too. It's about really connecting to our heart center. And I was driving into town and all of a sudden I saw a big black object right in front of my car, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And like I jumped. And the only time I've ever experienced this type of fear is when I'm having interactions with Sasquatch. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, it must have been a moose. And I heard Spirit say, are you kidding? It's not a moose. It's not a moose. And and I'm obviously the way I felt, like the fear, that's a knowing, that's a sign that it was Sasquatch, because it's that vibration that you meet. And I was like, okay, I won't second guess. I know what I saw, and they were gifting me a sighting, right? And then yesterday, so I drive my son probably 30 minutes to school, 30 minutes. So like I drive 2 hours a day to put him in a pod where, you know, it's people of the same sovereignty and freedom and stuff like that, right? So it's not the same educational system. Anyways, I was asking Sasquatch, I'd really love to have a tree break. I'd really love to have a tree break just to know. And when I was going to pick my son up yesterday, lo and behold, there was a fresh tree break. And I'm like, okay, are you kidding me? No, you're not kidding me. But again, it's that ego, it's that mind. So they gifted me that. And then they've also given me a sign, because I wanted a sign from a person that communicates and is a part of this community on here. And I'm like, I know this person has a connection. Have them reach out and I'll know it's you. Absolutely 100%. So now, ever since I asked that, she's been reaching out and sending little things. I'm like, okay, I know Sasquatch is totally working for me. So it was completely mind-blowing, and always so grateful to be able to experience that. And again, for all those who say, oh, well, where are the photos? For me, it's not proving that some big ape lives in the bush. We all know it's a being of supernatural abilities and all of that. Bigfoot Society, rock on Ash. Rock on Bigfoot Society. Thanks for stopping in. Patrick, so Bigfoot can sense those people that are spiritual, so they can reveal themselves to you. So just more than luck. Absolutely. Yes, it is more than luck. It's having that open heart. I don't know if you saw that last video I put up about, you know, how Sasquatch chose me, literally came into my life and said, oh, we're going to bring you out and put you on this path of awakening humanity. And yeah, it's, as much as I go, oh, I'm just not going to do it, I cannot not show up and be that for Sasquatch, for myself, for people, for all of you. Like, I love this container that we create of higher frequency. So yeah, it's being in our hearts and being connected with intention, spiritual. You know, some people will be like, it's a supernatural thing, and it is, and it's also physical, right? So yeah. Anyways, visual sighting number 6 has now went to visual sighting number 7. And people will be like, well, where were your photos? But hey, we don't need that. Adam, congratulations on your sighting and break. Yes. And to note to your comment, I do like the term Sabe. I find it just more heart-centered, more grounded than the other names. So yes, I'm with you. I do like the name Sabe more so when I'm referring to those incredible beings. Sasquatch Confessions, amazing. Rock on Ash, RV camping, absolutely. Patrick, yes. Thanks for showing up. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Camping with Sasquatch. I think there's another way to look at the lack of photos. An invitation to open our minds. Well, I mean, who needs the photos? Like I said, I say to people, I love the experience. Would you guys prefer me to go boots on the ground and just show you photos of Sasquatch? Or do you want to show, you know, have an episode where you can see and what we do boots on the ground and watching what it's like? I mean, I like to bring the experience. I like to be blessed with Sasquatch providing experiences, so then I can go and share that and be that energy of excitement and all that. And with the photos, there's so many people I see with photos. I mean, they might not be as clear as some people want, but it's amazing what I've seen so far with people that are just openly going in. I think a lot of people that go in for, I'm going to prove the existence and I want photos. Well, they're in their mind and they're not going to get what they're looking for. So an invitation to open their minds, absolutely. Hi, I'm French. You are very beautiful. So if you teach yoga, also good that you are pretty. I'm okay. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I do teach yoga. Yep, I do enjoy it. How are you spelling Sabe? S-A-B-E. Hello, Mike BG Squad. Welcome. Do you remember me? I believe so. Mike BG Squad. I don't know. You'll have to fill me in. There's your name seems familiar. Adam Sabe. It is. That is what they prefer. Thank you. Photos are not required. You're welcome. Happy to hear that photos aren't required. Experiences, right? Lack of photos, as in we are outmatched, aka F photos, right? Absolutely. It's all about the experience. Like, I'm not going to go. And the last thing, right? Who's with me? The last thing that's on your mind when you're actually having a visual sighting is get my camera, get my camera. No, because you want to absorb what you're actually seeing. And get past that comprehension of, am I actually looking at a Sasquatch? Yes, I am. I spent a ton of time in the woods to see this creature, yet it showed itself to a non-believer in her car. I'm trying. Huh. Well, maybe just, yeah. I don't know. And, okay. Would love to see you film one, have it chase you, and have it chase you. Yeah. Well, I mean, what did I do if it were to chase me, right? We once had the deep talk about animals being kindred than humans. Yeah, why haven't we found any Yeti corpses yet? Yeah, well, absolutely. Animals are more kindred than spirit. Yes, I remember that. Humans, sorry. Well, how many times I've went into the woods and I don't see even deer sheds. I used to find deer sheds all over the place, and now I don't. So what makes us think that we're going to find a body? And if these beings are physical and staying physical when they do pass, they're probably having ceremony. They're probably doing something with the body to honor it and all of that, which is going to take away finding the presence of a body. And the land's going to eat it. Well, not eat it, but you know, it's gonna put it back to its natural self. I don't ever see, like, I'll see roadkill the day it happens, but how many times, like, I don't see dead bears. I don't see, you know, skeletons of, oh, I mean, maybe the odd deer, but like, or elk it already has like the moss and it's already being eaten. So it's very, I think, you know, it just wouldn't happen. And again, I do know the Patterson Gimlin film. Yep, I've seen that. I mean, I have. And I always ask or question myself when I'm watching people still going out to the same location where this was filmed and all of that. I don't, do I think it's legit? I mean, I guess I haven't, what, you dissect the film? Yeah, I mean, for that amount of, like, it was a long time ago. And she must have wanted to be presented, like, she presented herself for that to happen. And I believe that Sasquatch are, you know, we're not supposed to take their picture because it's really zapping their essence. And from what I've been learning, it's not a good thing. And I mean, the whole story and perceived, I don't know. I honestly, I guess I would have to go in and actually ask and see what I would hear from Sasquatch. I've never, I guess, questioned it. So when I don't question something, then I find it legit. But when I'm looking at clear pictures like that, I start to go, I wonder. Because I see a lot of people now with Sasquatch, and the more I learn about them, I go, I don't know. And see, but did they yield very much progress? Rod Moorhead, I mean, he talks about energy, but did he actually even film a Sasquatch? Not really. They outclass as Steve, Wes, and Todd Stan. I I don't know, you guys. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things I could say about certain individuals in there, and I don't know. Ron Moorhead, I do believe, because he speaks about the quantum. I love his book. He knows that they're more spiritual than they are physical. So, and certain Sasquatches that have been filmed that you mention in there are actually very upset that that happened. So it's hard to say. And these other people, I've never heard of them. Maybe Steve is dull. I don't know. I don't know. My Sasquatch doesn't have a range traveled. Oh yes, because there was that. How far do Sasquatch travel in regards to their home? You know, I believe they can teleport. So they just have to find that frequency to go where they want. They will go quite a distance from what I've learned. And then it's easy for them to hop in and out of liminal space, out of quantum reality into, you know, I live far away from the mountains, but yet they come. But the whole valley is connected from where the ones are in radium area that I'm connected with. And do they use the teleportation, and is that why the trees snap? Possibly. I don't know. Yep. I don't know. America criminal justice? If they were not physical, why would they need medicine? If they were not physical, why would they need medicine? See, exactly. I don't know. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Trying to figure it all out. We're not from, yeah. Because we have the abilities. So they take the medicine because they are of the land. So they are physical. So yes, Sasquatch is physical, but they take they use the medicine because they stay physical. That's just like us. I'll use the medicine off the land, and I still have the gifts and still unlocking the gifts that Sasquatch are teaching us to unlock. So they just know how to get to that frequency. So let's say they're teleporting and they're like, okay, I want to go there. Let's say they have to get to like a 7 hertz frequency. They do it, and then they can transport to somewhere else. Or yeah. Oh, what word? Teleport. Transport. So they teleport to somewhere else. I mean, if we could activate, people can do that. People can levitate. Yes, that's what I was trying to say, was levitate when they go up the tree. They're levitating. All they have to do is manipulate the energy, which can happen. There's so much research, even within ourselves, people are levitating. People are doing these things. Doesn't mean they're not physical, right? They're just able to go in and out of physical. Just like I did when I fell into liminal. I was physical, but then I wasn't physical. But then I came back to physical. It's complicated. I'm not sure how to talk about it. It'd be more of a have to show you this type of stuff when you're out in the wilderness. And then you'd be like, oh wow, that just happened. Then you would understand the energy and how they could, I'm not saying they're not physical. Like this is physical, right? But yet it's still energy. Everything is energy. It's just vibrating at a certain thing to make it physical. Because we live in this complicated matrix. Sasquatch guides me to medicine many times. Yes. And maintenance worker. I'm not sure if that was like the question you were asking. I'll use the medicine, like the medicinal mushrooms, like the reishi, to open up my heart. So I like connecting people to like the natural world with herbs, right? because it helps us connect to our abilities and open up our lost DNA. Sasquatch Confessions, are you here? Just general for those who don't believe. Okay. Gotcha. But I know, and I get it. Like, that's where I say to some people, it's, I get they want that they want that physical, they want that seeing and tangible. And don't get me wrong, I would like that too. But if we can actually get out of our heads and into our hearts more and be able to know that they're there all the time. But it's hard to explain to people sometimes, yes. Mario Moko. Sorry for slacking. There's also spiritual teachings for us to go invisible and such, right? Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 321 for invisibility. Eastern mystics have. See, and I love like Kundalini or Kriya meditations and stuff. I do practice them, and yes, like absolutely, all of this stuff. There are teachings there that will, if you can stay self-disciplined enough to commit to yourself and do the teachings and do them over and over and over and over again, you will be able to integrate that frequency. You will be able to embody it and be able to do it more and more and more easier every day, right? That's even like cleaning your aura, like, and then it can go beyond. Anyways, yeah, there's just so much. And cutting cords and bonds, like I've had to do that. I work with some really great energy workers and teachers and stuff like that, that I've been getting back on track with all of this on why did Sasquatch call upon me? Why did they choose me? And I'm getting back to my roots, right? So there was a whole lot of different practices I was doing prior to going on my first expedition for them to, I was so connected to nature, to spirit that way. Like I was putting that discipline into practice, like 5 o'clock, waking up, you're doing the Kriya, then you're doing this, and then you're doing that. That's how much can you commit to yourself? And again, we distract ourselves too. And certain types of exercises can be distractions. Just like now I'm going off onto some other topics. Anyways, you guys, drop your questions. Okay, this is another thing, because we're all over the place when we're on this live. Sasquatch told me to levitate, use the frequencies. Yes. Okay, so how many of you, drop an emoji, heard of that David Hawkins consciousness scale? How many of you? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a triangle, or it's not even a triangle, but you know what I mean. How many? Believe it's the David Hawkins chart. This is how we can change our vibrations. Can you explain it? My computer's over there. Yes, strong. It's a chart just full of different like emotions, right? So I use this paper for an example. So let's say we got despair. That's running at a frequency. Yes, I met David Hawkins. Oh, I believe you told me that, maybe in a comment. Or that was someone else. You seem to have met a lot of amazing people camping with Sasquatch. Like Arla. I'm in a group that is a part of, that Arla always joins. And I just think she's just so heart connected and amazing. Because I like that. You've had her on your channel, and I've watched that multiple times. Then you have Anchor, and let's say you have love and kindness up here. I will show you in a second. 1 second. Okay, right? So despair, I don't know what I was writing there. You got anger. Let's see, you have fear and all these emotions. Then you get up to the higher consciousness of like kindness, love, joy, generosity, and stuff like that. So this is how we can start to set intentions to change our own frequency and vibration. So, you know, because we are humans and we do experience dense emotions, which is heavy, and a low like a low hertz, right? Let's say it's like a 0 hertz. So now you want to be able to raise your conscious. So my intention is to be or feel, begin to feel love. So now you're bringing your consciousness and helping your spirit, your higher self, guide you into the highest frequency, consciousness, vibration for yourself. And if you do that as a daily thing, like even when you get up, my intention is to start, or my, because you want to go, if you're going, what am I trying to say? Slow down. If you're angry and it's hard for you to get out of that anger or despair, you would start going and saying to yourself, I begin to feel better. I begin to feel better and better. So see, I can feel that in my body as I sit here and I talk about that. I begin to feel better and better. Then your body's like, oh, it's true. Because really, it's our mind that's creating our body, right? So then that starts to change and your frequency in your body starts to change and you start going up. And then I begin feeling kindness. But even setting and then turning it and flipping it to set an intention, right? Hope that makes sense. Camping, any more questions around that, just ask. Love Arla. She really helped me, especially with fear, which I feel is important while living in the forest. Yeah, absolutely. See, that's one thing I would like to ask her. How do I, when being by myself, having a face-to-face with a Sasquatch, how I get it. Okay, see, I hear. And it's intimidating. I hear the answers. And thank you, Gray Boa. Love frequency. Yeah, it's not even the appreciation frequency as well. Like appreciate and love that tree and love that ground. Like it's, yeah, very important to use visualization. You guys, I can't even talk tonight. Visualization. As you move forward. Right. And it's, yeah, absolutely. It's going in and feeling and seeing. Yeah, it's complicated. Open. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. David has that test where you think a thought and have someone press on your arm. Oh, kinesiology. Yes. See, I work with one of those. Brilliant people that I love it. Like if I say, if anyone, like to get rid of your physical blocks, this is what it's so, for myself, challenging to explain to people. Because you can be like self-aware and self-responsible, but you have to be able to go and get rid of that trauma in the body. And using, like you say with this, which we call muscle testing, kinesiology, we can actually remove that emotion that was trapped inside our physical body. It could be your elbow. It could be like in your guts. Like our digestive tract holds on to so much trauma. And if we can go in there and actually take it out physically, which can happen because I work with someone that does that, that stuff is legit. I'm going to use that word. Yeah. I mean, any of you, open to any of that, I would be so more than willing to share who I work with and experience that, because it's a game changer. You literally, when you start to remove the physical trauma that's been built up because of our emotions in our body, I know we're not trying to de-age, but we can grow younger. And because I don't believe that we, no, it's online. She used to do it physical, but then she had to make adjustments or in person. But no, she does it online because it's It's so amazing, you guys. This stuff is real and it works. I've been working with her, oh my goodness, how many years now? I guess more than 10 now. I'm going to be 41 on Monday. So, holy cow. Just growing younger, you guys. Yeah, but it really works when we can, we can really, I don't even like to use biohack because I don't want to support that industry either. It's just getting back to our natural state, our natural selves, and it can be done. Hello. It really seems to me that the Sasquatch know our fear limit. Yeah, as you know, I've been alone out here for 2 years, and it's literally like they know the edge of my fear. Absolutely. And that's where they've worked with me over the past 3 years, right? They've literally will push it and be like, oh, no, can't handle that. Okay, we'll go. And when they were standing behind Leslie and said, okay, do you want me to walk out? And I'm like, my whole lower body went ice cold. I'm like, nope, I'm not ready. I can't do this. Nope. And then he went behind the tree and then he went down and he was, I wouldn't say mad, but he, made his presence known a little further away, that he was like, you ask, but yet you don't want to receive. It's like, no, I don't want to keep slamming the door in the universe or Sasquatch's face, but they've worked with me and my ability to see them. So again, with the sighting in July, I literally felt my energy to go expand itself. Like, and I'm like, whoa, no, bring it back. And they're like, yep, that's right, bring it back. We're not exciting. Just be peace and calm. Yes, I'm looking at Sasquatch. Yes, you're looking at me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. And then when you're able to stay calm like that, you're able to hear them. The telepathy, that connection, even stronger. And I'm not going to ever use mind speak again because it's not mind speak. Oop. Craig, welcome. Nice to see you. Ash, have you heard of using turkey tail? Yes, and I have heard that with chemo. I would even, yeah. Ooh, I would even maybe look at that even before. Also, with that, you're going to want to, it's such a complicated stuff. I deal with clients that go, well, I want to ground, but then you're using, but anyways, yes, I've heard a lot of good stuff with turkey tail from clients and people that use it that have been through both the cancer aspect without going to chemo and then through chemo treatment. So yeah, there's definitely some good research out there. Could always possibly share if you ever drop an email. Oh, you've reached out on Instagram. Maybe I can find that document and send it to you. Camping with Sasquatch. I also used Owlman's suggestions. Part of it is, please do not make me afraid. Oh, so that's what you're saying to Sasquatch. Please do not make me afraid. But is it them or is it your mind making? But no, I get it. I won't. Right. And that's where I'll, that's exactly it. So asking for a gentle interaction, right? Not like I'm going to intimidate you. So yes, I've done that. We have done that. To have a nice, calm interaction. It's asking for what you want. Having that intention and going in with an open heart. Absolutely. And then our intention is we want a soft, gentle, or however you ask, so you don't fall into that fear. Yes. We have to be careful what we ask for. There you go, Sasquatch Confessions. Sasquatch just guided me to a area loaded with turkey tail sink. Yeah, turkey tail's pretty cool to find in the bush. Well, where I'm from, because I don't live in a rainforest like you do on the on the West Coast. I showed my mother your video from yesterday, and I was just like, this is the forest out on Vancouver. Beautiful. Just beautiful. But I you know what? I love Alberta too, and I love the sun. Like, I am in love with the sun. The father sun. Yes, please. I soak that baby in, and I like my bright blue skies when they're not being manipulated. The world is beautiful. Absolutely. Even though I've never really traveled the world. But I'm going to. I have so many people that are calling me to come down to the America states. Ash, do you have to have a one-on-one encounter with Sabe before you can mind speak? No. And let's not call it mind speak, because we're not in our minds. We're in our hearts. So we're using like our telepathy, right? You want to connect with them with your heart so you can use your mind, and then you're going to think a thought, I guess. You're going to speak it, and it's heart speak. Yes, I love it. Exactly. We're going to call that heart speak. Sasquatch confessions. Brilliant. Forging with Bigfoot has claimed that term. Not kidding. But yeah, heart speak. Because we're staying out of the mind. You want to make sure that you're connected in your heart center when you're doing that. Again, if you weren't here at the beginning, Craig, you're taking that elevator and taking that deep breath and going from the elevator and bringing it down into your heart. Filling up that heart. So when you're taking the deep breath, you're like pretending it's like a round ball, sphere. And you're building it as you take that breath, and it's going around and around. And then when you go and exhale, burst out that, see, I can feel that energy. Burst it out when you're communicating. Now, this can all be done like in meditation, as like you don't even have to be sitting there to meditate, you guys. Like, you don't have to sit in a lotus position being like, no. You can do it in your car when you're driving to work, and really come from the heart. Open up that heart. Speak from the heart. And this is how we're going to connect. When you mind speak and having things take over our mind, you're dealing with something else. Your spiritual warfare it's real. And if things are coming into your mind and taking over your thoughts and taking over your vessel, that's not what we want. So we want to make sure it's coming from the heart. That's the pure essence. That's the God frequency. That's source frequency. Holy Spirit comes from the heart. Hope that makes sense, Craig. Camping with Sasquatch. You know how they talk about the hitchhiker effect? Tagging? Like, if you move, they may follow you. What if you move to a place where Sasquatch already live? Well, see, and that's why I haven't moved yet. So, perfect. That's a great question. So, I lived up further north in Alberta, more in really good forest, and I know there's Sasquatch up there. They're the ones that first connected with me, but I came down here. And now I feel like I can't leave, even though I can choose to leave. Because if I were to move, they're not going to follow me. Like, they're going to stay in their location. Like, of course, they can use telepathy and, probably use their multi-dimensional selves and travel. But their physical, their home is out by Radium. And I go up into Nordag. See, my hands are hot. So that's truth. I go to Nordag. Yeah. Yep, see, they're talking right now. I go to Nordag and I'm dealing with different Sasquatch completely. Like, even their energy is totally different. Yeah. So, so they won't follow. So if I were to move, or if you were to move to a place that already Sasquatch already live, you're going to deal with, like, you'll start to have interactions. Maybe not. You might not even have interaction with those Sasquatch, but you probably will because you're connected. And then they would start interacting with you. I don't think, okay, no, I don't, I know. The Sasquatch that came to me this summer told me who he was, how I would know him. And he did not leave, never has left. And things can happen to our energies, like our essence. Like, have you guys heard, like, when we take a picture, you're capturing their essence, and if we put it out to the public, that energy can become, let's say, tainted and dark. And you could actually, now we're imprinting on that Sasquatch's frequency. And humans, you know, they're not so pure, which is why we need to do the best that we can and become our pure vessels so we can purify. That Sasquatch can be tainted. And the other Sasquatches might not really want him in their tribe, but it's so complicated, you guys, to explain unless I'm completely giving you the darn right truth of certain situations. Okay, Sasquatch was taking a picture. He was made public. He got tainted because of the dark was able to take over his light, right? So it's like, you know, it's kind of like temptations. Humans have it too. There's dark light temptation, but the dark was able to creep in and ruin that. And he showed me that as I was bringing the purification and light back to that land, that he's like, I'm so happy you're here doing this. I am this Sasquatch. And I was like, oh my gosh, that person will never believe me. But he's told me multiple times that Sasquatch is who he is. And he says it doesn't matter. You're doing your job, and this is why you're here. So it's bringing the light back to these Sasquatch, and that's their home. So will they, and see, now I was off on a total tangent. Sorry, camping with Sasquatch. But yes, they could communicate with me when I'm away from their physical home, but they won't like physically stay in that area. You'll just be making and building relationship with Sasquatch that already live there. Sorry for my long rant. You guys. My hands were just lit. They were just giving me messages, and sometimes I just can't. I have to go with that flow. Yes, I just heard people talking about that with taking their picture. I've always wondered if they have a reason like that for avoiding getting their pictures taken. Yeah. Okay, so if you're doing it for the wrong purposes, there's tainted energy for that. If you're trying to do it to the proof for egotistical reasons, you're tainting their energy. If you're some individual that's loving nature and appreciating nature, and you're able to capture that, it's not going to affect the human collective the same. Right? Like, you're going to share it amongst your friends or share it through, you know, the people you know via social media. But, you know, it's not something huge that goes out there, and you're not doing it for the wrong purposes. Yeah. Oh, I understand. Borsausis? Hello? If that's how you pronounce your name, I'm not sure. Camping with Sasquatch. Okay, thank you. Some say what one knows, they all know. Right. So, yeah. And I feel that to be true. That's okay, Julie. It's nice to have you here anyways. I do feel that to be true. So do we have to start over in a new area with the Sasquatch there, or do they already know us? You would have to build relationship with them. They'll know you, but you still have to build, because maybe your lessons would be different, right? And if Sasquatch are here, and they are, to give us lessons for us to evolve and up level and integrate our multidimensional selves, they're going to possibly give you new lessons, and they're going to have to learn about you. You're going to have to learn about them, right? It's that energy exchange. And they're going to want to learn, even though they know you. And I'm not going to say tagged. You are on the radar. Absolutely. But you still have to build that relationship with them, because they're going to teach you different lessons. Because if we move, we're learning different lessons. And that just goes for our everyday lives as well. So, yeah. Yep. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, pretty great artwork, isn't it? Thanks to Jared. Bum, bum, bum. Love having support from you guys in this community. It's amazing. I tell you, guys you make my days. It's great. Like, what a great community. For sure. But no, it's just, it would be rebuilding or building a relationship with them and listening, because yeah, the lessons will be different. And that's why I guess I haven't moved, because I'm not ready to leave that relationship with Sasquatch. As funny as that sounds, thank you, Black Midnight. Appreciate you as well. Because you do. You have to rebuild a different relationship and learn what they like, what they don't like. But they know you. And I think, I mean, obviously, they're going to read your energy. It's like, look at it as like like those sonar things they have on boats. And it's like, it's a green thing and it's going around. There's like a beep, beep, like a beacon. One could be a red beacon to show you. Like, I think people that have a relationship with Sasquatch, that continue a healthy relationship with Sasquatch, they have a color in their aura. And I mean, everyone's like, oh, you're covered in green. You're always green. Like, and seeing green is the heart chakra. So again, it goes right back to that open heart and that appreciation and the love for self and love for all. And self-growth and self-discovery. And yeah. Anyways. Okay. I also wonder, if you do leave, will they understand? If you return, will they start over with you? Stuff I wonder about. Will they understand? They probably would. So it's probably our ego minds that'd be like, oh, they're gonna miss you. No. Because they don't have those attachments like us humans, right? They're able to let go because we're still connected through here. And if you return, no, I think you'll either pick up where you left off, or because you've grown and have returned and you've learned different lessons and become a different version of you, you might grow in a different way with them. And I don't think it's ever backwards. So yes, they would understand, and I don't believe you would start all over. Craig, people who have heard Sabe speaking, are they actually vocalizing, or are they just making sounds? Oh, this is how do I explain this? It's tricky. Okay. So look at it as like a frequency band. See if I can do a perfect example. I'll try. Okay, pretend this is the top of the mountain. Now, these lines, they'd be closer together, but just say these are all frequency lines, right? And let's say Sasquatch is on this frequency line and they're talking to each other, because this has happened to me, and I would say I heard them talking, but literally they weren't right there talking. It's because you hit this frequency, you're coming down the mountain, falling into liminal space. You hit this frequency that they're on, and they're communicating back and forth to each other, and it's a bunch of gibberish. It's garbled. But I was trying to explain this to someone the other day. Like, it sounded like they were on a two-way ham radio, and they were talking to each other, and I stopped. But see, I fell to, like, I was walking too, so the band of wave that I was hearing them talk on was different. Now, another thing is, a couple years ago when I was putting stuff back into the SUV, my back was to them. I knew they were there, and they literally yelled and said, "Hey!" But that was just one word. And again, it sounded like the person I knew. And I turned around and went, well, that's not, because they're all gone up the mountain. But no, it was Sasquatch. And I've heard them yell, "Hey." Now, whooping, now if you're hearing speaking, it's more of, wow, it would really depend on the situation. That's complicated. They are. Now, if you're in your heart and they're speaking to you telepathical, it's that, how do you explain that? It is a voice, but it's not a voice. It's complicated. No, definitely not. It's so complicated to explain that. Now, whooping is different. That I wouldn't say is speaking. Right. Okay. So, that's why some people hear it and others don't. That there's, because they're in a different frequency. They're picking up that certain, or it's directed right at them. Again, because look at it, it's that energy, it's that frequency they're using to get into that human, that certain way. You can buy devices. We've tried it when we were on expedition, Leslie and I. She had this ghost box. I don't know. But it was actually scary to hear Sasquatch talk through this box, because I'm like, oh, Sasquatch doesn't talk like that. Like, it shouldn't sound like a human. So yeah, but garbling when they're standing right next to each other, yes, because that's what happened to me. I was standing while the other person was walking in front of me. I heard it, they didn't, but that's because I was walking down and I came into that frequency range where I heard it. But it's like I had to step back up and I couldn't find it. So just like when you get ringing in the ear, you can ask spirit, what is this and what's this about? Sometimes you'll get a message and sometimes you won't. Depends on how in tuned we are. I don't, yeah. So, my list of words are on the phone. Yeah, I've heard ghost box. It is crazy, right? It's so crazy. It was scary and so accurate with the words and the questions that we would ask this intelligent being. And when he said, "Listen," and then took that whatever and knocked on that tree right beside camp, I was like, okay, that just happened. That just happened. It's nice to be able to verify that they're actually around when you have something like that. It was a nice physical, tangible tool that we were able to use when we were out there. Absolutely. It was amazing. And I'm going to take Leslie out again. Again, I'm going to go to Texas with her as well and use that because it was fun. And she has some other tools that I think Sasquatch won't mind interacting with for sure. Greetings from North Korea. Welcome, Dark Knight. How in the world is their voice so powerful? And why do all the insects go quiet? Endlessly fascinating. I think it's because it's a frequency. It's a frequency change. Maybe everything isn't going quiet. You're just going up in frequency, and then you're more in tune with the frequency wave that the Sasquatch are in. That's what I've seen by taking out one of my girlfriends here in town. Just go 30 minutes from where I live, and I can have interactions. And all of a sudden, we were standing there at the head of the trail, and it goes, I think there was a huge knock, or there was something. And all of a sudden, I'm like, did you hear that? And everything went silent and still. And it's like you could feel, again, when we were doing the sound bowls, the coherence of the land and the air, or, it's air, breath, whatever, came together. And it was silent. Everything. And she's like, oh my God, we just went up and came in coherence with that sound. It's like, yeah, it's complicated. I feel like, yeah, amazing. Yeah. I've heard them yell that word at me, literally, hey, yeah, right? And it's intimidating because you turn around and you're expecting to see someone stand there, but it was powerful. Like, that voice was powerful. And I was like, oh my goodness, crazy. Other audio tools? Yeah, other audio tools. I can't remember what they're called. Again, I'd have to go back into my notes and look. But yeah, there's 3 more other tools that we're going to use. Camping with Sasquatch. A group of Sasquatch researchers I know had the most mind-blowing experience with the spirit box, and they believe it was Sasquatch. They knew answers no one could know. Right? Or was it entities? Like, that's where it can be. It's other spirits in the land, depending on where you are. But if you know that you're dealing with Sasquatch, which, Leslie and I did, and obviously, that group of Sasquatch researchers knew, and you're in that area, more likely that it's Sasquatch and not some other. If you were to go into like a haunted house, it's not going to be Sasquatch. It's going to be something other paranormal, right? But what do you do now, please? What do I do now? I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. I do all kinds of things, but on here, awaken humanity alongside Bigfoot. Being connected to Sasquatch is 99% of Sasquatch. Michael Ash is a researcher. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Sorry about that. Ash, can I make the knock sound with my mouth? I can easily imagine Sasquatch could make that sound a lot louder than I can. See, this sounds like a lot from someone else. Like, Craig, I've seen you on other people's lives. Yeah, I mean, kind of like a pop. I know what you mean by doing that. Yeah, but it's like way louder. Way louder. You can pop it, I guess, with the mouth. I have not really heard that sound other than a human make that sound. Yeah. But the knock was more like you take a baseball bat and whack it against a tree, right? Knock or clunk. We've had the clack clack bird, but again, Sasquatch can imitate stuff, right? I've heard, someone asked me, I think it was Melanie. So this one's for Melanie. Asked me if I've heard the clack or the clicking. And yes, I've heard the clicking with Sasquatch, especially this summer. And everyone's like, it's a bear. Bears clack their jaws. And I'm like, well, no, I would hear a bear. It wasn't a bear, but it was very interesting. I've done it and people said it sounded the same. Yeah, I know what you mean. Absolutely, and it has. And I mean, Sasquatch, if they were to do it, I would presume that it'd be a lot louder than the human. Like the person I've heard do that to mimic the sound that Sasquatch could make with that sound was, it is a lot louder than our pops, mouth pop. Camping with Sasquatch. And then, you know, maybe that is just a portal opening. I don't know. Let's get into some woo, right? Possibly the pop is a portal opening or closing, like, right? Pop and it disappearing. I don't know. We've seen a tree with a rock next to it. The tree was worn and the rock had residue. That's cool. And we tried it and it was perfect knock sound. That's amazing. Absolutely, right? I've also witnessed that with a rock, and you can see where they whacked the tree with it. It's like, what? Cool. Also a vibration to it. Right, exactly. See, and that's where the first whoop I ever heard, well, that's not true. The whoops I heard that were the Sierra sounds that didn't penetrate my heart, but when Jane gave me that whoop and it penetrated my heart, I'm like, wow, that was vibration, frequency that was like actually going through an organ. I've never experienced that. It's the only time. Not even until this day, I haven't experienced it. So, I don't know. She manipulated that energy and shot that frequency at my heart and was like, boom. But she didn't say boom, but you know what I mean. Maybe you don't. Camping with Sasquatch. Did the clicking kind of sound like a mix between a rock clack and a drumstick hitting together? I had one walk right at me doing that sound. When we were really close, I could tell it was done orally. Yeah, I mean, to me, the best way, I would say it sounded like the goat man. And I know it wasn't the goat man, but that's what kind of feeling, like the, you know how, like the goat man, click, click, clackety clack. I don't know. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's the sound. And I don't know why I would perceive that sound with like something as of a goat. But yeah, boom, boom, boom. It was a pine tree more for hiding than for knocking. Was it? They're hiding? Possibly. Maybe it was a pine tree, was for hiding and not for knocking. They could be in that, I don't know. Do you guys know? I'm sure a lot of you know who Steve Carpenter is. Now, I might be getting researchers mixed up, but didn't he, you know, put a camera, a GoPro on his backpack and record, and then he also had a picture of a portal. So when people tell me this kind of stuff and you start to see portals and it's like, wow, exactly what I've experienced in the deep, vast wilderness. It can be so profound. I've thought about, there's another Bigfoot researcher, I can't remember, Bigfoot Reports and Data or something like that. He puts one on his back, and I can't believe some of the photos that he has presented from just having that on his backpack. And again, I mean, they're not, you can tell the Sasquatch is there if you know if you're actually in tune to see that perspective. Show up on your live tonight. Oh, she keeps on every day, especially lately, the past week. I've asked, because you weren't here at the beginning of the show. Okay, that's right, Julie. So I've had multiple messages shared by Jane and Sabe. I had the visual sighting, the tree break yesterday, and the messages coming through certain individuals. I've asked people to that I know are connected to Sasquatch. I ask Sasquatch, mostly Jane, to connect with this person so I can receive the message. And next thing you know, voila, it's there. Okay, so that's a message from Jane. I'm listening to you, Ashley. Okay, thank you. But it's more sharing my wisdom, stepping into that power of that knowing of why I'm on this path with Sabe and helping other humans humanity aligned to their multi-dimensional selves, teaching what we can look for, the signs, the subtle clues, the because we've left trails, like kind of like breadcrumbs along the way. So are we picking up the breadcrumbs of our previous self? She's really saying, no, open your heart and stop doubting and show up for what we want you to show up for and why we chose you. And because that's the open heart and the purification, the respect for nature. And I love helping people. Like, I have such a passion for helping people in every angle, I don't even like calling it job. I do is helping people to connect to closer to themselves. Even like my regular, call it workday job, is healing people. Like, I can't be blessed. Like, I can be absolutely so blessed to have such an amazing opportunity with running this company and helping humans change every single day. When I hear people heal from all these things, going through cancer, going through all of this stuff, and they're healing just from simple little things. And then I love yoga, teaching people, especially women groups, where it's booty yoga, but it's really releasing those energy blocks and watching women transform from the inside out, because blocks will hold on to weight, you know, and all of that. And then I love it. And that's how I have to continue to show up. Yes. Yep. Yeah. And you know, like, if you guys really truly knew, like, were to meet me face to face and see my deep appreciation for food and nature itself, and helping people empower themselves to empower their lives so they can thrive. Because, you know, you guys, if we listen to our bodies and give it what it needs, we will go, we can reverse anything. We can put problems into remission. We don't have to learn the hard way. And it's powerful. Our bodies are brilliant. We're amazing if we feed it the right things and connect. And I love teaching people how to infuse nature. And I mean nature from all things, from eating it to drinking to like essential oils to tinctures. Like, I love my Wild Wellness Tonic. It takes me right back to the forest, right? There's reishi, spruce pitch, pine resin, spruce tips, rose hips, yarrow. All of these things help your vibration, help you. Oh, you guys, we're blessed with this body. Dogman. Congratulations. We are blessed with a body that so many people on the other side would be like, oh my gosh, if I would have known what I know now, being on the other side when they leave that physical body. But I just have a passion for helping humans. Like, it's I did a lot of chefing at retreats, like sound healing retreats and stuff. And you guys, like, what I'm really working on creating is a land, a space where people can come and heal on every single level. Of course, nature and Sasquatch, Sabe, and experience it all and infuse themselves with so much nature that they go, oh my goodness, this is mind-blowing. And teaching them. I guess maybe you guys don't know the reason why I'm so passionate about it. We don't have to watch people die or have things taken away from us or end up extremely sick. But humans, I guess, it happens. Because we just have a mind. But anyways, my phone is dying and it's, wow, 8:15. I didn't even think I would last like 10 minutes on here. Wow, you guys. Oh, and China Productions, I saw you in here. Sorry. Boom and Blessings, Dogman, Sasquatch Confessions, and Embrace the Journey, and Adam, Julie, Camping with Sasquatch, Craig, Michael, all of you amazing, amazing souls. Thank you so much for... Okay, I don't know what you mean. Anyone up for Google Hangout sometime? We could then post it on your channel. Well, yeah, email me. I will, let's hook it up. Let's make it happen. How about my birthday's Monday? Let's do Monday. Just kidding. Grab our favorite teas and have some face-to-face. I don't know, is Google Hangout, like, do we see our faces? I would love to see all of your guys' faces. I miss them. Well, I mean, some faces I see. But China, Kim, why don't you reach out to me? I think you're somewhere in my cell phone. Possibly. Happy birthday. Well, thank you, all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big 4-1. Yeah. But anyways, let's make it happen. Action. Right, guys and gals? Guys and gals. 25 and 25. Look at that. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Black Midnight. All of you guys. Thank you for showing up here. Thank you for creating this amazing vessel of higher consciousness. Yes, it is on strike. I know. I can definitely, it's not fun. 41, more like 31. Thank you. Can you feel your warmth all the way in South Carolina? Woohoo! Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll see you next Thursday. Unless it's Christmas. I don't believe it's Christmas yet. So yes, next Thursday. Google Hangout. We'll see if Kim and I can get this together. I'll post it on my channel. Stay tuned to shorts for that. If we are doing it, I'll post it on my shorts. I'll post it on TikTok and Instagram. All right. Thank you, Camping with Sasquatch. Have a beautiful night, everyone. Good night.